Today I want to talk to you about the Course 2, Chapter 5 Study Guide Review. This is a video that you can pause, stop, rewind, or check anything that you are not sure about for your Chapter 5 test. Let's get started with vocabulary. Now, we have 3 vocabulary words here that are important for your test. I want you to take about 30 seconds to read the 3 and then come up with your own definitions. Please pause the video now. Okay, let's check your answers. Number 1, you should have gotten inverse variation. Number 2 was slope, and number 3 was linear function. Next, I want to talk about the coordinate plane. On your test, you will have to plot points and identify the quadrant that the point is in. So, I'm going to give you 30 seconds. I want you to plot the points and draw the coordinates on the plane. But first, I want to do number 4 with you and let you do 5 through 7 on your own to go over how we should do this. Well, the first number is always the x and the second number is the y. So I always start at 0, 0 to begin with and move over 4 to the right, and then I move up 1, 2. So now my new spot that I should have graphed is 4, 2. Now I'm going to label this point A, and then I'm going to count my quadrants. How I count quadrants is by drawing a C for the coordinate plane. Now this is quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. Looking at point A, it is obviously in quadrant 4. So I'm going to write down quad 1. It's obviously in quad 1. Okay, I want you to do the same. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to do 5, 6, and 7. Okay, you should be done. And now if you look at letter B, it is in quadrant 3. Looking at letter C, it's in quadrant 2. And looking at letter D, it's in quadrant 4. Now you'll also notice that beside the numbers, I wrote the Roman numerals. Typically, when you write the quadrants for a coordinate plane, they're written as Roman numerals. I want you to be prepared so that tomorrow on your test, you know what this looks like. Okay, next, we're going to talk about proportional relationships and whether it's proportional, and then graph the function. So let's look at the first one. I'm going to use blue for the first one. So we have 2x plus 4, and just looking at it from what we talked about in class, I already know that no, it's not a proportional relationship. And if I were to graph it, I would be at 0, 4, and then I would go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And then this would be my line. Now looking at the next one, I know that it is yes because it doesn't have a plus or anything after the x. If it has anything after that, it will always be a no, not proportional. So looking at this, I can then graph it, and this has a negative slope, so I'm going down 2.5 to the left, to the right 1. So here we go. That should be what your line looks like. Remember to draw your arrows. That makes it a line. And then the last one, I'm going to use green. We have this again. So a negative -9 is no. So if I were to graph it, it would be at 9 and going up something like this. Okay? Next, number 11. I want you to tell whether the graph shows a constant or variable rate of change. Remember, if it's constant, then it has a ratio. If it's variable, then it doesn't. So we're looking at the first one, and I'm noticing that it's not increasing like this, so that I know it is variable. If it were increasing at a constant rate and was a straight line, it would have a constant, but it doesn't. So this is variable. The next one is a straight line, so I know that it's constant, and now I have to tell what my slope is. So I'm going to count up. I go up 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4. So my constant is 1/4. Okay, moving on. Number 13. We need to tell whether each equation represents a direct variation. If so, what's the constant? So we're going to do number 13, and we have to move the -2. We can't have something in front of the y. So my constant here is 4 divided by -2 is -2. So my constant is -2. So yes would be my answer, -2. The next one, I have something that shouldn't be there. So I know right off the bat that I can't change this, that it's an extra, and we talked about this in class, that it cannot be direct variation. For direct variation, I just have a slope with no plus or minus 6. Okay? Number 15, looking at number 15, it's okay to have a 0. That's not going to hurt it. And I have a -5, so my constant is -5. Yes, -5. I apologize, this is a +5. If we move this over to this side, it would be plus 5x. So that would be a plus, 5 is my constant. Okay, now they're telling us our constant here is the car's traveling at a constant speed of 35 miles per hour. So looking at my time, I know that for 1 hour, I'm traveling at 35. So for 2 hours, I would be traveling at 70, and so on. So we're going to write a direct equation. So that would be y equals 35 times x. Graph the data, and then find out for me what's 35 times 96.25. Do that on your calculator right now. Okay, and you should have found that it was 2.75 hours and finished your graph. Next, we're on number 17. We need to tell whether the relationship is inverse, direct, or neither. We did this in class the last time we were in group, so I want you to try this on your own and then check your answer. Okay, checking our work. 35 divided by 5 is 7, 49 divided by 7 is 7, and 56 divided by 8 is 7, so it's direct, and my constant is 7. Next, 4 times 5 is 20, 2 times 10 is 20, 1 times 20 is 20. So it's inverse, and my constant is 20. So tonight, what should you be doing? You should be studying tonight for your test, and I know that you will achieve great success. I recommend that you try the write it out on the next page of this packet. It is not mandatory, but I will make it extra credit. If you do that, bring it next class and show me that you tried it. Okay? Thank you for watching.